80 of the team's 395 yards, either with his arm or his legs. Now this week, the challenge for the Patriots, stopping Kyler Murray. Good luck with that because not too many teams have been successful. Murray comes in with a shoulder injury but expected to play. And Jason McCourty said, look, he is just killing teams with the way he moves in that pocket because obviously he can make every throw. You've seen that time and time again with Kyler Murray. But then there's that question. He moves around in the pocket. Is he going to run? Is he going to take off? He's already had 8 games this year where he's rushed for at least 1 touchdown. The Patriots defensive backs, if they peel off, then Kyler can drop it over their head. If you stay back, then Kyler can tuck and run and kill you that way as well. Difficult challenge for the Patriots, and they better have a much better plan than they did against Deshaun Watson.
Hopefully that's the case, Mike. Thank you. The Patriots defense, normally a strength, but right now they're allowing 24 points a game, a completion percentage approaching 70%, and a passer rating of almost 100. All 3 are the worst of the Belichick era, which began back in 2000. And as Mike Giardi alluded to, it's going to be tough to improve those numbers against Kyler Murray. All right, time for something that we're calling trust or bust. At 6-4, the Cardinals, one of many teams that has shown flashes, but also has some weaknesses. All of these, there's so many teams out there that have some major flaws. So you have the Packers, the Browns, the Seahawks. They all have great records, but they also have some issues. So we're going to run through some playoff contenders here, tell you who's trust and who could be a bust at this point. So I'm going to start us off here. And I'm going to go with the Cardinals. And listen, I trust the Cardinals, so everybody calm down. I'm not saying they're a bust, but I am saying I'm a little worried that there is an increased bust potential over maybe the next 2 weeks here. Now, I'm concerned about that defensive line because they never really got over the loss of Chandler Jones. Now they added Corey Peters and Jordan Phillips there to IR. And they have 2 teams coming up that are really good rushing offenses. You have the Patriots and the Rams, both top 10 running teams. So I'm wondering if some of these teams are going to maybe try, I don't know if they have the personnel to do it, but try to follow the Seahawks blueprint and how the Seahawks beat the Cardinals, running the ball, taking some shots at Kyler Murray. We're told that Kyler Murray's shoulder isn't going to be a problem going forward, had the sprained AC joint in his shoulder. We'll see if that's the case, but for now, they are for sure a trust, Jeezy.
That was a trust? That's how you describe. Coming, you've got trust issues. I'll put it to you that way. Okay?
I do.
That wasn't a trust.
Should we talk about them more?
Explanation to me. I'm going to do the Dolphins here, and I'm looking at a 6-4 team with the Jets and Bengals coming up here in the next 2 weeks, and I would describe both of those games as winnable. So now you're looking at a potential 8-4 team, but you notice the graphic hasn't popped up yet because I haven't gotten to the bust portion of the program. So you can bust this team right now because I'm looking at the Chiefs, Patriots, Raiders, and Bills down the stretch. I'm a little worried about that, but I'm also worried about the numbers that they have put together while getting to 6-4 because they should be better. 240 yards per game since week 8. That is the last in the NFL, and they were only 22nd in the NFL in yards per game with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. And then this is the big one, minus 720 total yards this season is the 3rd worst number in the NFL. Only the Jets and Jaguars worse than that right now. So this is a team that's got a little bit of fluff in its record right now, I think. And good for them. This was not the year that they were supposed to be arriving. So good for them to be even in this conversation. They take the ball away. That's allowed them to stay in games and win games, but I'm busting the Dolphins right now.
You're busting the Dolphins, Jeezy. I hear you, brother. But I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders, right? And I'm going to say I'm trusting the Las Vegas Raiders. And I never would have thought I would say that I'm trusting the Las Vegas Raiders. I used to say the Raiders were the graveyard for guys' careers. But honestly, I think Coach John Gruden, I mean, he's underrated, man. People, they know him as a character, but I don't think he's appreciated enough for the X's and O's and what he's done with his offense. Derek Carr's playing out of his mind right now, completing explosive passes down the football field. And really, they can beat you any way you want it, right? If you want to play that physical style of football, they just line up and they give the ball to Josh Jacobs. And what that does is it creates short third downs, which makes this team the best third down offense in all of football, converting over 50% of their third down conversions. And then when you're running the football, it allows you to get those explosive passes. 5 touchdown passes from Derek Carr on explosive passes. And again, you would think all of them would have went to Henry Ruggs. That's the speed of this team. No, all of those touchdowns went to Nelson Aguilar. So I like what I'm seeing with the Las Vegas Raiders. Hopefully they can keep this up as the playoffs approach.
Yeah, Darren Waller has been unbelievable. Well, look, I'm going to turn this into the trust tree, which means that's going to make Mikey G the outlier, which is nothing new for him. But I'm going to go trust right now with the LA Rams. And, sure, I mean, it's probably just because it's your typical, outside zone run game, outside zone play action, outside zone screen game. It's the offense putting up points. Maybe that's why I'm doing that in the trust tree. What if it's not? What if it's something that we've never seen before? What if it's something really cool that we didn't even know existed, like an unbelievable defense for this LA Rams team? Brandon Staley's been phenomenal. This defense has slammed the door on the running game week in and week out. They're creating all kinds of turnovers. They're not giving up the big play. This Rams defense has come to life, and they are the reason why I'm trusting the Rams to go on and win the division.
So we're all in the trust tree except for Garofolo. My trust tree is a little different maybe than your trust tree, everybody. But listen, I need to protect myself. I don't want to get hurt again. That's just how I roll, all right? So
Coach Brian Flores is handling the situation with the quarterbacks.
Yeah, Mikey, I think when you look at what Flores has done in that locker room, the players all respect him, they all love him, and they know it's all about production, and they also know that this is Tua's team. You mentioned the Giants situation, so I'll take you under the hood. Since we're in the shop right now, let's take a look at the engine and what went on behind the scenes. Look, in 2004, Eli Manning was a rookie. Kurt Warner was our starter. We were 5-4. We benched Kurt Warner. Eli came in. We lost 6 straight games. But I'll never forget a game down in Baltimore. All right, we're seeing some highlights right here. Eli was rattled. Their defense was messing with us. Ray Lewis was standing next to Ed Reed when he was trying to make the mic call, and it was a complete disaster. I mean, you know what was running down his leg, and it was just a total meltdown. They pulled Eli during the game. Kurt Warner comes in. We roll right down the field, score a touchdown. So there are times when young quarterbacks just can't seem to find the right tool, all right? They can't figure out, is it a 3/8 wrench? Is it a monkey wrench? What am I doing under this hood? They're just having a mental meltdown, and sometimes you got to just bring the veteran guy in and just let him go and sling the rock. Mike, you know what it's like sometimes as a quarterback. You're just not seeing things the way that you should. Sometimes it's better to see it on the sideline, regroup. There is no controversy. It's to his team, but Fitzpatrick can come in and save the day if you need to.
Well, Sean, I see both sides of this. I see both sides of this situation. On one hand, why did you make the quarterback switch in the first place? You made it because obviously the future is with Tua. Obviously, he's your guy going forward. So you put him in there so he can go through these moments. Yes, it's adversity, but it's learning. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you make the switch. If you didn't want him to learn through the adversity, then you should have stuck with Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I do understand that dynamic. But also, this team is in a playoff contention. They could possibly win the AFC East, even though I don't think they will. I think the Buffalo Bills will. But they're in the middle of trying to get into the playoffs. So Coach Brian Flores, he has a duty to the guys in that locker room, right? To play the best quarterback. Sean, like you said, if your rookie quarterback is sweating and can't figure out the defenses and can't get the ball down the football field, you have a duty to every guy in that locker room, Coach Flores, to make sure that you're competing and putting the best quarterback out there. So I understand exactly.
Bye.